During late August, television film crews often go out to county health departments and take pictures of kids lining up for their inoculations in preparation for school. Well, this line in Blue Mound is composed of patients who are four-footed, but they're getting their inoculations too, against rabies. This follows a new ordinance in Blue Mound which requires annual inoculation against rabies for all dogs registered in the city. And the city is doing this one mass inoculation this year at a cost of $3 per animal. This is compared to $5 in a veterinarian's office. But you know, it's even more similar because whereas the kids before school don't like getting their shots, these dogs don't like it even more. Jay Lewis, Channel 8 News on the Move, Blue Mound.
Mr. Davis, this was a tremendous effort on the people, for the part of the people of Dallas. They worked hard. They were ready for a change. They came out. They voted. They backed up the theory that we take the candidates from the people, let the people nominate them, and bring the candidates for the school board to us, that they would in turn, they would back that up with hard work and see that they got elected. And the people did just exactly that.
What are your plans for a year from now?
Well, it's kind of soon after last night, but there has not been any formal plans made as far as CGS and its program. However, we do hope through this year's effort on a grassroots basis, taking it to the people and let it being a people's program, that we'll get more involvement as for throughout this next year, more people interested in the schools.
Well, of course, I'm more familiar with the Catholic system than I am the other non-public schools. In our own case, we're faced with the inflationary spiral that faces every school system, but in addition to that, we're faced with the decline in the number of teaching sisters. An NCA survey, I believe, indicates that the loss is about 7% a year. Each one of these sisters who is not available to teach, if the school is to continue, must be replaced by a competent layperson, and of course that person deserves a living wage, which is 2, perhaps 3 times as much as the sister is normally paid.
This is real beauty. Beauty that man, with all his 6 flags and 7 seas and other man-made amusements, can't hope to duplicate. This is the Trinity River. Explorer Post 425, the Sierra Club, and the Corps of Engineers are sponsoring a trip down this river today to bring to light the beauty that's in this area and the beauty that's subject to ruination. I asked Explorer Advisor Bernie Millett why this trip was necessary.
This stream is virtually untouched at the moment with large trees, and we would like to see this preserved as a park, or just about like it is today. Now, we see people doing some things that we'd like them not to, like cutting trees, and it would soon look like from on 820 on downtown if we're not careful, and we'd like to bring attention to the people of Fort Worth as to what we really have here in a nature trail that could be very delightful for everybody.
So that's it. This river, the greenery, the warm water, all being released from Benbrook Dam at 140 cubic feet per second, supplementing what nature already puts here. This trip is beauty, trying to show how the beauty that's in the present can be preserved for future generations. Beauty that, alas, is subject to industrial and residential development, and which may destroy forever the glory of the river. Jay Lewis, Channel 8 News on the Move, somewhere on the Trinity River. When you start out with hair like mine, you figure there's got to be a trouble. Mine's so long because there's not much of it underneath. Now, Mel Long of Mr. Mel's Hair Salon in Fort Worth is going to take my hair and he's going to give it a styling in the new trend of hairstyling. And we're going to see what that looks like in just a minute. So this is what this particular convention is all about. How to make the average man's hair look a little better. Because barbershops are in business to make money. Right now they're not making money because of the longer styles. So the trend for the coming year is going to be how to reconcile the businessman style with the college student style and try to get the best of both worlds. That's what Mel Long did to me, hopefully. And that's what other barbers are doing to other customers across the state of Texas. Jay Lewis, Channel 8 News on the Move, Cibola in Arlington.
Well, of course, right now, a great many of our hopes are pinned on this. The bill calls for, I believe at the present time, 75% of the state set minimum for lay teachers of lay subjects, that is to say, the subjects that are taught in the public schools. And this would be a considerable help to us at this point. It represents perhaps 15 or 20% of what the total cost would be if the schools didn't exist.
Total cost, and this, of course, does include teacher salary.
That's right.
And how would this benefit per se? Now, exactly, explain the setup, if you will. How it would be administered.
Yeah, the bill itself calls for payment to secular teachers by the superintendent of the independent school district in which the teacher teaches. For instance, a teacher who has been hired by an accredited Catholic school would then be in a position of entering into a contract with the superintendent of the independent school district for that particular sum set by the bill. The money would be paid directly to the teacher for his or her services in the secular education of this number of children of citizens of the state.